Hi, everybody. Martin Root with Project Heaven on Earth. About 6 to 8 months ago, I met this amazing couple, Susan and Martin Fisher. And I met them because I get a Google alert every day. And this was a group called Body of Nine, which we'll explain, talking about heaven on earth. So naturally, I reached out. And what I found when I spoke with them was an opening, like the Enneagram and Myers Briggs. Those are systems that allow you to discover more about yourself and others. This is in the same family, but not. And the not is that it's dealing with your body. So the body of nine postulates that there are nine different kinds of bodies, and knowing about that can literally help you co-create heaven on earth. So, hi Susan, hi Martin.
Hi, Martin.
It's good to see you.
Martin, do you know that in Spanish, Martin, there's a word called tocayo? So if you have the same name as someone else, there you are their tocayo. So we are tocayos of each other.
Cool.
Susan, we're not,
Nice.
unfortunately. So
No, there's a lot of me out there. There's a lot of Tokayos for Susan out there.
tell me about Body of Nine. For imagine somebody not knowing a thing about it. What is its essence? What's its benefit?
Why don't you go?
Yeah, I think the essence is we like to think of each of us having a physio-spiritual reality. And the combination of our physicality and our spirituality and our emotions and our relationships, it's how we are in the world. And we are re-emphasizing a forgotten knowledge, which is that there are nine physiologically different kinds of people, as you've said. And for the last 20 some years, we've been working on getting this information out and teaching people how to see this difference in other people. Because if we're going to make heaven on earth, which we want to do, this is part of our goal in life, your goal in life, it's we need to be better at things. And the things that I think we most need to be better at is being with each other.
Yes. And if you think about us as being here on planet Earth, floating through space in an Earth suit, okay? So each Earth suit has the same basic equipment, but it turns out with your natural number, your Earth suit essentially is turned on in a different way than people who don't have the same natural number as you. So there are nine centers in our body that are born, one is born active, and that shapes how you experience life. We all think that we basically experience life the same way. So we're very surprised when somebody doesn't understand us, what we think, what we believe, the nature underneath our nurture. So when you discover that nature under your nurture, like how your earth suit is turned on, then you're able to start from a place of clarity with yourself and understanding, and then this recognition that we're not the same.
And so one of the strangest and most enlightening and I think really fascinating and exciting things about this discovery or rediscovery is that the numbers don't repeat in families. And after working with 8,000 some people, we started to realize, gosh, people in the same families aren't the same. And this means that fundamentally, no matter how much your parents loved you, they can't and never did honor you for who you really are.
Because they just don't understand.
Yeah, it's not negative. They didn't mean to do
It's
it.
inadvertent. We inadvertently move our children away from their possibility for heaven on earth because we don't understand how their earth suit is functioning.
And not just our children, but in our relationships with our spouse, with our parents, because you, your brothers and sisters, and your parents don't share the same natural number. You, your spouse, and your children don't share the same natural number.
So you just don't understand each other. You don't use language the same way. You don't care about the same things.
You don't make eye contact or not the same way.
Yes, you don't use your eyes in similar ways. You move in different ways. Different movements are supportive of your body.
So how can you make heaven on earth when you're fundamentally different and don't understand that you're fundamentally different than the people closest to you?
What I love about it is if there are, as you were saying, nine different kinds of body types, that means that there are eight that are not the same as you, which
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
and which is
It's a lot. It's pretty complicated, really.
What
Yeah.
complicated or simple in the sense that once you understand that 8 out of 9 people that you meet, I'm making up a rough number, are not the same as you, then you don't get as nuts Because why doesn't she understand? Why
Absolutely.
doesn't she do it the way I do it? Well, isn't that obvious to you?
No, you can just make an assumption that nobody's going to do it the way you do it.
And
Yeah, and so
but when you
when
find
we
somebody,
identify people,
sorry, yeah, when you find somebody
go ahead.
who's in the same number, you light up and you want to impose that on
Yeah,
others, but it doesn't work that way. So
right.
I love
And
what you
impose is a really good word.
how so?
Yeah, because impose is a great word because you know each of us has a gift, and if we don't know who we are, if we don't know what our natural purpose is, then we are very much being open to be imposed on by other people.
Or imposing our will on other people as well.
Both of which are completely against building heaven on earth.
Right.
I
Yeah,
what's
so
interesting.
this creates an
I
ability to go
Go
ahead.
ahead, please,
Sorry.
please. No, no, no. No, what I was
Well,
just going to say is
we
one of the gateways into heaven on earth is the gateway of relationship. And if relationships
Mhm.
are
Yep.
8 of 9 people are not like you, rather than fighting that or trying to impose or being imposed upon, if you get that, there's almost like a sense of, oh, I can relax now, and I can find out what your natural number is and play with you the way you like to be played, which will encourage them more
Absolutely.
likely to play with you, which in my language, in our
Mhm.
yes,
language, gives us more heaven on earth. So tell me,
Absolutely.
yes,
how do you
and we feel
find
seen and honored. I mean, it's great.
that? Say more about that. Feeling seen and honored is very important, isn't it?
It really is. When I found out my natural number, it was profound because it was everything that I loved about myself that nobody else ever seemed to understand, and explained a lot of very profound moments in my life that were profound to me that nobody else experienced. And when I looked back from that point forward, I was like, wow, this gives me so much permission to actually be the powerful, you know, physically loud sixes voices carry, for example. So I've been told to slow down and be quiet my whole life. But when I found this out, I just gave myself all this permission to actually be who I am. And that is, as you say, it's a relief to not just try to struggle to be who you aren't, not to do the 8 other jobs that are out there to be done. They come together in a really whole way. And you like your ability to inspire and your ability to and turn our souls on so they act. That's the superpower that comes with your natural number 3. We can't do that, but when you're here we feel it, and we know we have a purpose, and we feel enlivened towards our purpose. But when we get off the call, it's like, oh no, Martin's not there to do that for us anymore.
And everyone's heard the phrase, it's hard to love somebody else unless you love yourself. But I'm going to extend that and say it's hard to honor other people unless you can honor yourself.
Mm.
It's hard to get heaven on earth for others unless you can find heaven on earth for yourself. And those 3 questions that you ask, they're about how do you find heaven on earth for yourself so that you can bring it for other people. And it's love and honor and heaven. All these things have to happen. And every time I answer those questions that you ask, it's like, well, my vision of heaven on earth, the times I think about heaven on earth, I have my family with me, I have my pets with me, I'm with people that I adore and people that inspire me. And how do we get that out there? Because one of the things about knowing the people around you is that I know that I don't expect Susan to do certain things, and there are other things I expect Susan to do, and I can support her in being her, and she can support me in being me, so that together we can build a family that has heaven on earth, not just me having a heaven on earth.
I love that. I love that. What's happening to me here as you are speaking is you're going right into my heart. There's a resonance in terms of your work and you as individuals and you as a couple. They're married. Um, Tell us a little of. I don't want to go into all natural 9 numbers. That would take too long. But can you give us an overview of how you discover what the person's natural number is?
Well, it's done based off the physiology. So if we're doing it online, we look at your face. We have you open and close your eyes to see how your eyes work. We look at the structure of your body, how you move. And from that, we're able to tell what natural number is yours. If we're with you in person, we push gently on your body, and your body knows how to do one of 9 specific postures. And in that posture, you become strong in a way that your muscles aren't active, but your it brings the body, mind, soul together, and you fall into your place of balance and strength. And that gives you a simple physical exercise to recover anytime you get off base. Because your body is this amazing tool to recover, but there are 9 different ways that our bodies are designed to recover. So if we're having an argument, I have to remember to say, oh yeah, right. Take a deep breath, lift my chest, and wait.
Sit upright, and the more I sit upright, the more I am connected to the power above me, the power around me, and the more I know who I am. And so it's a simple physical process that takes a lot to learn.
Yes, surprisingly and unfortunately.
The complexity of it is sometimes masked for me by the simplicity of it. But that simplicity only has come after years and years of work. I remember a phrase I heard years ago, it's the simplicity on the other side of complexity, not on this side of complexity.
Yeah.
And that's what you've done. So what I love, because you can also sign up, and we'll talk a little bit of, and you get a daily little message. I get a daily little message as a number 3, and it's so accurate, so precise. I honestly feel you're only speaking to me, period. I know you're not, but that's how I feel. So,
But
we're only speaking to people with natural number 3.
So I'm going to take that a little further, because the way the system works, and I designed it that way, it's part of my software, is that there's a random number that picks from all the possible things to say about your natural number. So the universe, which is part of the random generation, is actually giving you a random message for the day that none of the other natural 3s get that day.
what?
So
It is a special message just for you.
It is a special message that day just for you. Yes.
That heaven on earth has generated.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
yeah.
And so that's true for everybody who gets
I deliberately.
Yeah.
Yep. Everybody gets their own special message every day. Yep.
That's even more.
And you could get messages about your spouse or your children to remind you that, like if you have a natural number 3 child, just remember, you'll get reminders like, look your child in the eye today. Smile.
I'm knocked out. I honestly thought that it was the same message for all number 3s, my particular number. No. You guys are even more spectacular. Thank you for your work. If you're watching this and you're interested, go to their website, which is
bodyofnine.com.
Yep.
bodyofnine.com.
BODYOF number 9. Yep. All one word, .com. Yep.
All right. Sign up. You'll get your messages. Do a session with them. One of the things that I've been saying in the last about weekish or so is the times are calling for your greatness. The times are calling for your greatness. And when I get my daily message from Body of 9, it speaks directly to that. It's really mind-boggling. You're just going to have to go and trust with me here on this one. These 2 people are on to something very, very special, precise, accurate, tailored just for you. And it opens your soul, which is part of, I believe, what we need now in our world as we enter this new era of heaven on earth. So sign up, do it. You'll love it. You'll just love it. Or book a session with them, even better. You and your wife, you and your company. Amazing. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Martin, for this wonderful interview. And most importantly, thank you for being heaven makers.
And we want to honor you too, Martin, because heaven on earth wouldn't happen without your inspiration, without your drive, without your focus. It's because it's part of your natural number. It's part of your natural purpose.
It's part of the gift you offer to humanity.
What are you offering? Exactly.
Yeah.
Couldn't say it better. So thank you so much for what you do.